What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Welcome, everybody, to the Awakening World and a wonderful collaboration that I'm so excited about with SOULSEARCH. I want to welcome everybody, regardless of where you might be. First of all, a big hello to all of our friends in the Zoom room. We just had a fun early Zoom room show. A big thank you to our friends John and Summer Reamer. They are who run the Sign Network, and they are who are getting this out to as many as 100 Facebook groups and pages. A big thank you to Alan Steinfeld and Realities TV. His YouTube channel always carries us. Finally, a big thank you to our friends at Unify, where we have usually our largest audience. So wherever you might be, welcome, including those of you watching the replay, the recording. About 40 or 50% of the people who see this show are actually watching the replay somewhere. You're all welcome. And everything we're talking about, everything that this show is all about, is to inspire and to awaken. And tonight you're going to get a chance to meet several amazing, wonderful souls. And they are, for the most part of this wonderful new organization called SOULSEARCH. And to chat with us, it's actually easiest if you come on into a Zoom room. So if you are watching on Facebook, I want to invite you, join the Global Peace Tribe. It's free. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com, and click register. And when the registration page comes up, you're kind of filling in your information. If you want, you can make a donation, or you just put in the promo code of new friend, and that will get you all the links to all of our shows for the rest of this month of June. And we do a show every Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. And what we do is we take a topic that's important. It might be Earth Day. It might be collaborating with a festival. It might be spiritual ascension. Well, this weekend, it's all about Soul Search and how the Soul Search community is bringing together amazing healers, presenters, leaders, and you, everybody listening, should be part of this community because we are creating the new paradigm together. You know, this show, The Awakening World, grew out of the pandemic. Deborah Giusti and I, when the pandemic hit, we started a show called Saturday Night Alive, and probably most of you have watched it and seen it, and it became quite a phenomenon because people were hungry for inspiration and a way to stay connected to community and connection, even though we were all sheltered in our homes or our apartments or wherever we were. But we still wanted to feel connected, and we realized that there is this beautiful global peace tribe because all the people that were attracted to for Saturday Night Live, and then my Street Talk show, and Sacred Sunday, and the Self-Love show, and all these different online shows We're attracting people wanting to contribute, wanting to be inspired. Well, this wonderful woman named Tangela, who I've had the pleasure to get to know, is taking it to the next step, which is creating a way that online global community can communicate and connect with each other on a daily basis, not just when Scott has his shows, which is great, but in a much bigger, broader way. And so, um, welcome, Tangela. Thank you for your beautiful vision of Soul Search. Thank you for your dedication to playing your powerful role in the new paradigm. And thank you for collaborating with us this weekend.
Well, thank you, Scott. Thanks so much, Debbie, also for all your support. And thank you to our whole Global Peace Tribe community for coming out and joining us. And of course, thank you to our whole Soul Search community for being here as well, and our incredible healers and practitioners. I'm just really excited to be here with all of you to really dive in even more deeply with some of our amazing healers and practitioners from Soul Search about what we're all co-creating together in this new paradigm, and what we are all bringing forth together in this time of global awakening and this expansion of global consciousness, because it's not something that any of us are doing alone. It's something that we're all doing together. And that's really the vision and the mission of Soul Search, is to provide this global online platform for people around the world to come together in spiritual community, so that we can co-create, collaborate, create friendships, create relationships, and just exponentially amplify the energies of the new awakening that we're bringing forth. And what we all know, that when we come together, we're able to bring these energies to the next level. And that's really what we're doing here at Soul Search. And like we were talking about in the pre-show, we're also creating a community and a space where people from around the world who may not have access to a spiritual community where they can be having discussions or receiving support, they can have access to a community, whether it's through finding practitioners who they can have individual sessions with, whether it's by finding retreats that they can attend in different locations, such as in Hawaii or in Sedona, or attending online experiences, whether they're ceremonies, activations, sound healings, musical performances. I mean, there's so many different ways for all of us that, we can just transform and open up and expand together. And with Soul Search, we're really about bringing all of these experiences out into the world more broadly. So wherever you're sitting, wherever you are, whoever you are, that there's opportunities that you can begin exploring, and people that you can start connecting with.
Beautiful, wonderful introduction. And just as a brief little introduction to what we're going to have tonight, is you're going to get a chance to meet some of these amazing members of her community. And that includes Melissa and Lisa and Nicole and Krista. And each and every one of these healers, presenters are going to be sharing kind of their experience of what they do with Soul Search and their relationship to Soul Search. And because it's Saturday night, we always have great music. And it's really a pleasure to have with us Jaya Lakshmi, one of our favorite Global Peace Tribe musical artists. She's with us. And also, Cornflower's back. And so we're going to have 2 songs from Jai Lakshmi throughout the night. We're going to have a couple of numbers from Cornflower. And to top it all off, we also have Neil Gar, one of our dear friends from Portal to Ascension, who's going to chat with us about his relationship to Tangela and Soul Search. And also he's going to bless us with some spoken word. And also Tim and Connie, who have disappeared, but they'll be back, will be with us. So we've got a full show. And to take it away, I'm going to turn it back over to Tangela for a moment. And Tangela, tell us just briefly, how do people, I'm going to put the spotlight on you and also share the screen with your website. So let's just get people, how do people get started, and what's the first way to get going with Soul Search?
Sure. Sure, that's a great question. So Soul Search, it's a directory. We're a directory where you can just come on board and you can start searching for practitioners by keyword, by category, by practitioner reviews. You can see some of our members right there, Krista, Lisa, Peyton. There's categories that you can go through, whether it's astrology, breathwork and meditation, coaching. And then you can also explore the platform through looking at articles and galleries. But the easiest way to get started is just to join our community. It's there's a tab on there for the community and it's totally free. And you can just jump in and you can see that's where people are posting all types of events that are happening all over the world. They have groups that they're hosting and also courses that are posting, and then people just also chat. And I ask questions on a daily basis, and it's really fun to see people's answers on how they connect with their spirit guides or whether they consider themselves a multidimensional being. And so it's just been really fun to see the whole community expanding and growing. And you can see here Melissa has an event coming up, a Sedona vortex activation. Aurora, she's doing a soul vibes event. So we have a bunch of, events and things happening that you can kind of follow and be a part of. And you can see asking what's one thing you'd like to get from a new community. And it's great just to see everyone's answers. So it's fun just to jump in and, get involved. And we're going to be just sharing so much more on the community and the platform, because this is really a community for light workers, whether you consider yourself a light worker or not. Actually, we are all light workers. So this is a wonderful way for us to, each one of us, to be exploring who we are as light workers.
Yeah. I always say it. Anybody who's listening to our voices right now, who's tuned into this, whether you watch every week or you somehow stumbled onto this for the first time, we are all the imaginal cells creating the new butterfly out of the dying caterpillar. Clearly, the old paradigm was unsustainable, as in working, and we all need to come together and play our part. And some of us are more visible, but everybody is equally important. Just like every cell of the body is equally important. Every imaginal cell of the butterfly is equally important. Every light worker coming together is equally important. And one last thing I'll mention about Soul Search, and we'll be talking about it, of course, for the whole night, but there's a lot of wonderful groups you can join. So maybe you want to join the Psychics in Training, or you're fascinated with ETs and star seeds. There's the Global Peace Tribe, spiritual workshops, Akashic Records certification. There's so many different ways to connect. Priestess Circle. So this is the next step. It's going to continue to evolve. And it is Saturday night, and we always love to start this show with some music. And I'm so delighted. Tangela, one of our favorite artists, is with us, Jaya Lakshmi.
Yes, I love Jaya Lakshmi and her music. She's an incredible musician, singer, songwriter, yoga teacher, retreat facilitator. Her music is just authentic, devotional, and and just so much fun. I mean, I was just so blessed right before leaving Sedona to attend an incredible Kirtronica performance that Jaya did. And it was so incredible that I actually I was late for my own going away party. That's how good it was, because I could not stop dancing. And that's what's so incredible, is she makes this incredibly deep devotional music also so much fun. And I love that, because spirituality is fun.
Yeah. And it's what's wonderful too is that some of us are brand new to each other, and some of us have known each other a long time. Back in the day when Lost at Last would play at Los Angeles, they would come to the Love Temple, which is at the time I had a large home in the LA area, and that's where they would stay. So it's been beautiful to watch the evolution of people like Jai Lakshmi. And you're right, she can rock it, or she can play her guitar and open our hearts. And tonight is an opening our hearts with a guitar kind of a night. So welcome, Jai Lakshmi.
Thanks, Jaya Lakshmi.
Thank you, Tangela and Scott. It's an honor to be part of this and just getting to know what's happening with Soul Search. And it's really amazing. And yeah, I think I was just a couple thoughts about it before I start singing my song. And I just was thinking that, you know, as things are evolving, like these online platforms, and as the awakening is growing, and you know, so it's like I feel like what would make Soul Search special is just, you know, the people who are involved, who are really tuned in to really, really beautiful, authentic, high vibration, you know, that I think so many people are seeking, you know, they're looking for that. And so you guys become, you know, this, I guess, I don't know what you call it, you know, you're tuning into all the, you know, you're putting together this collective of artists and mystics and speaker, you know, it's just, it's amazing. So it's a very special group, I feel like, that you guys are forming. It's really beautiful, beautiful vibes. So thank you. And I just wanted to share a little bit about this song. So I did live in Hawaii for 10 years, back 90s, and I've been there every year. I go there every winter. And I really tune into Hawaiian spirituality. And, you know, they always sing about they sing about spiritual things all the time. You know, they sing about the earth and how beautiful the earth is. They sing about the wind and all the different qualities of the wind and the sky and the clouds. And so I find it such a rich spirituality, and it's so alive right now, and it's growing. And the spirit of aloha is like, my prayer is that it just keeps penetrating everyone and everyone's hearts, because it is so beautiful. It's like the rainbow, right? You think of aloha, you think of like the rainbow and flowers and like the heart, you know, like the love, like the depth of the heart and the shining heart. And really that's what, I mean, aloha is a very, very amazing concept, like super spiritual concept. And so there's going to be part of the song where I'm singing aloha. So I just invite you all to just really feel the beauty of that word and the beauty and the potency of what's coming through for us in this new paradigm. And I feel like aloha really carries the essence of what it is for us all, you know, the spirit of love, forgiveness, kindness, compassion, and beauty, and community, and integrity, all of these qualities that we're going to be striving for more and more, and living in more and more as we help each other come to these higher ways of being. So the name of the song is Pili Ke Aloha, and Pili Aloha is a term of endearment it means like having a very sweet relationship with whatever we're singing about. So it could be about a person, it could be about land, or, you know, the ocean or the moon, or so it means connected with the light and love of. So, and I just found this in a book. I mean, I've seen the whole chant I found in a book, and I just put it to this music and I started singing it. Kuia ke kukui pili ke aloha, pili ke aloha kau mai lae. Kuia ke kukui pili ke aloha, pili ke aloha kau mai lae. Kukui aloha o Hawaii. ke aloha, ke aloha, ke aloha. Kuia ke ka kui pili ke aloha, pili ke aloha ka umaila e. Kuia ke ka kui pili ke aloha, pili ke aloha ka umaila e. Ka kui aloha o Oregon, ka kui aloha o Oregon. Ke aloha, ke aloha, ke aloha, ke aloha. Kuia ke ka kui pili ke aloha, pili ke aloha ka umaila e. Pili ke aloha ka pili ke aloha, pili ke aloha ka umaila e. Ke aloha, ke aloha, ke aloha, ke aloha. Kuia ke ka kui pili ke aloha, pili ke aloha ka umaila e. Kuia ke ka kui pili ke aloha, pili ke aloha ka umaila e. Ka kui aloha o Pakunai, ka kui aloha o Kahalai, ka kui aloha o Hawaii, ka kui aloha o Hawaii, ke aloha, ke aloha, ke aloha, ke aloha, ke aloha, ke
Oh, that was just so beautiful. What an amazing, heart opening. My understanding is aloha means hello, goodbye, I love you until we meet again. It means all of those things.
Yeah, it means that, and it means so much more. It's like a whole study, a whole spiritual sadhana around aloha, because they actually each letter represents a spiritual philosophical concept,
Wow.
like the A, the L, the O, the H, the A, and it's all kind of tied into the Hawaiian spiritual philosophy. So if you ever get a chance to look into that, it's really deep. So anytime you after that you hear aloha, you're like, oh, aloha. It's just like it's a powerful spiritual experience, like the word itself. So
Well, you just provided us with that. You talked about your desire for the aloha energy to reach across the world. You certainly did that for our awakening world right here, our people watching. Some people are just talking about, oh my God, that was amazing. And Lakshmi, thank you so much. She'll be back, but I want to remind people back later tonight that you can get a lot of wonderful things by going to her website, which is her name, jayalakshmimusic.com. Jaya Lakshmi, Lakshmi, music.com. And do you have any retreats or are you doing any personal coaching these days?
I'm focusing mostly on retreats because I get so much out of it. And I do a goddess retreat in May in Sedona. I'm also doing one in October in Sedona, which eventually I'm going to make into a co-ed retreat, the one in October. But I'm also doing a retreat in Mexico. I just love going to beautiful places and kind of in that aloha frequency. I usually go to Hawaii and do retreats in Hawaii every winter. So yeah, if you look on my website, you can see what's happening, the retreats. So and then I'm
Yeah,
doing one with Ananda actually at the end of June in Sedona. I go to Sedona a lot because I love it. I love Sedona.
beautiful. Well, if we're going to talk about Sedona, we got to bring Tangela on then for a
Yeah,
moment.
yeah,
Well, thank you so much, Jaya Lakshmi. That was
you're so
beautiful, and
welcome.
and,
Yeah, I'll
and
see
she'll
you
be
guys
back
in
in
a
about.
bit.
She'll be back in a little bit. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Much Lakshmi is beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
Mm, I'm going to turn over to Tangela to introduce her first uh, collaborator for the evening.
Sure. So I'm happy and excited to introduce my dear friend and collaborator, Melissa Fike. She is a writer and advanced intuitive who leads metaphysical workshops, spiritual retreats. She provides guidance to people on their path to their authentic self. She's the founder of the Spiritual Expansion Academy, which certifies people in Akashic Records, and she's a best-selling author of A Radical Approach to the Akashic Records, Master Your Life and Raise Your Vibration. She also channels the Ascension Council, and really her mission here is to be of service during the ascension. And she's a powerful healer, powerful guide, and I've had the pleasure and the honor of working with her both individually in session, as well as working with her together in bringing forth activations, meditations, ceremony, and workshop, which has been an incredible experience. So thanks, Melissa, for joining us today. And I would just love for you to introduce yourself and just talk to us about what you feel is coming forth during this time of global awakening and what it means for us to be co-creating together in this new paradigm.
Awesome. You can hear me okay, right? I changed my microphone.
Yeah, you're a little
Okay,
wobbly,
great.
but we can hear you.
Yeah, I think my internet's having a moment. So I will speak a little slowly. So for me, this co-creation is really about who we truly are. We lived in a time where everybody was kind of interested in what was good for them and where they were for themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we do have to take care of ourselves. But we are moving, especially spiritual seekers, I really believe that we are moving into a time of connection and of oneness. And most of us will agree on that. But we can't do it alone. To become a vibrational leader, that is a frequency, it's an energy. And we can't do that as individuals. We really are at a time where we need to collaborate and co-create on this earth plane as we move into the next dimension. A lot of people call it 5D, but also within our creation of all that we're experiencing in the world. And I think that co-creation, and that's what I'm hearing, is like that co-creation is even more important than us coming together and doing a ceremony together. It's all about what is the frequency you are bringing forward to bring this new wage or this new awakening or the new earth, however you all call it. But we're all headed in the same direction. So it's happening whether we know about it or not, whether we're aware of it or that we are like in it or not. So it's already happening, but we need to collaborate and connect with the energy of it. And when we are vibrational leaders, a vibrational leader is someone who holds the frequency of love, of connection, of oneness, and brings it forward, and then emanates that energy. If we sit in fear or lower frequencies, we have to pay attention to that. Don't bypass it. Notice it within yourself, but also recognize that that is an old paradigm that we're trying to shift out of, especially the fear component. I see a lot of fear energetically, and because I am so connected, and I don't know how else to say it, connected, but I see, feel, hear everything. I'm very sensitive energetically. The fear energy is so powerful that it hurts my soul. And it hurts me in such a deep way because I'm noticing how it's driving people so deep into despair. And a lot of times we do have to hit that rock bottom to pull ourselves out like the phoenix and move outward into that more connected with who we are. But when you are in that place, ask yourself, what can I do to move out of it? Community is one way. Working with others to help create happiness in your life. Maybe get some friends together and play a game, or go out and dance on the rocks or in the forest, or take a swim in the water that you have near you, wherever it is. So you have to take the moment to ask yourself, what am I creating in this moment? And how am I co-creating for the next moment? Because we can't do it as individuals. We are doing it as individuals, but we're not always going to be doing it as individuals. So all of us to create the new paradigm. And it really is about her consciousness. And I know, I love that so many spiritual speakers and healers, they're all talking about the heart consciousness. This isn't something that I used to hear 20 years ago. So I love that people are really like, yes, it's all about the heart, because the heart consciousness is a higher frequency. Fear sits in the third chakra, right? So fear is all about opening up to the energies of creation and co-creation especially. And so when you're in your heart, you're more aware of what it feels like to love another, to be in connection with other people. And as a unit, we are co-creating, but you also have to be very aware of what energy you are bringing to the table in that co-creation, because we cannot move to the next paradigm without that, without you. You are part of this paradigm. You are, and no matter where you are on your spiritual path, whether you're brand new or you've been doing this for thousands of lifetimes, which most of us have. So it's not about where are you on your path today. You've already been on it, but we need everyone to vibrate at a certain frequency to do the timeline jumps. So as we raise our vibration, each timeline as a collective, we co-create a new frequency. If we're to vibrate a higher frequency, we can time jump to a new energy. And if you are concerned about our earth or how we're processing everything that's happening in this world, this is the chaos. This is the old paradigm that's holding on with all its might. It just wants to keep it. We want to keep the fear. We want to keep the anger. We want to keep it. And that's just the old paradigm trying to pull everything backward. But a while ago, the Ascension Councils told me no matter how far they pull it back, it does not matter. It will spring forward. So the old paradigm is doing everything in its power to keep its control and keep its energy. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And we're just moving into a whole new energy system. And it's going to be a little chaotic because unfortunately, that is the process in the 3D experience. The reason it feels so difficult to sensitives and empaths and a lot of spiritual seekers is because they're they feel it. They feel all that lower frequency and they're used to feeling high vibration because they've come here as a higher frequency to usher in the new paradigm. And we're like, wait a minute, this isn't the way it's supposed to work. This is not it. But it is it, unfortunately and fortunately. I mean, it's a beautiful thing that we're moving through. And I'm really blessed to be here and to like connect with other community who are really working with shifting this paradigm. And I will reiterate, because they're just saying, reiterate again, it is the frequency that you are vibrating at. So are you vibrating in the lower chakras? Are you vibrating more in your higher chakras? Are you more afraid of what's going to happen? Or do you have love and know that everything is divine and everything is being created just as it's supposed to? Because if you hold on to the lower energies, then you're still living in the old paradigm. And look, if you have a moment, that's what I always say. Yes, we all have our moments, and that's okay. If you have a moment of going, I just am not happy right now, have that moment, acknowledge it. Like, yeah, I don't feel happy right now. And it's okay. It's okay that I don't feel happy. It's okay that I'm sad. It's okay that I'm annoyed or frustrated because you're human and we're still living in 3D experience. So I really believe that we are moving into this paradigm and it is a beautiful thing, but we are here to co-create. And we are here to be the vibrational leaders. And when people come together as a group and they hold a higher frequency, like this group here with all of these participants on Zoom and on Facebook Lives and YouTube, we are all here together. There is no one outside of it. We are all here collaborating in this moment in time. And there is no time and space, right? So even if you're watching this a year from now, you're still in this moment because this is the moment of change. This is the moment of moving our frequency to a whole new energy system. And the beauty of that is that we are equipped for it. And many people, and again, this is what I'm hearing, like they want you to know you are equipped for this. It may seem difficult at times, but you've got this. Find your community. Go on to SOULSEARCH, connect with people, go to the events because we are all collaborating. Look, if I'm doing an event and you come to my event, I'm not holding the frequency. We are all holding the frequency. We are all in that energy of creation.
Mm. Thank you so much, Melissa. I love your message. I love what you have to say, and so does our audience. And to be interesting, what's interesting is you're talking about changing our vibration, and your internet is wobbly. And so we're literally experiencing it. The way you sound is like you're kind of half in our vibration and half in the next vibration. So we're going to do our best to catch up with the vibration you're in. And that's how I'm choosing to interpret the way we say. And we were able to hear the majority of what you had to say. But
Yeah.
it's interesting, actually. And like you said, I mean, there is kind of a reason for everything. So that's how I choose to interpret that. So thank you for raising the vibration and helping to guide us to that higher vibration. And of course, like everybody tonight, you can find Melissa on Soul Search. Um, and that's a beautiful photo of her in front of the Red Rocks. Melissa, what do you most enjoy offering at this time in your life? Is it classes, workshops, personal development, personal coaching?
Yeah, so I'm a kind of a jack of a lot of trades. I consider myself, I guess, like a spiritual teacher. So that is really my connection is being a spiritual teacher. I do a lot of activations, and that's an energy of creating a grid, and it's a multi-dimensional experience. So what happens is the ascension councils all come together, and the group, whatever group is there, and I do a lot of this online. Actually, I've been working online for many years. What will happen is they create a very divine sacred geometric energy system of grids, codes, light codes, glyphs, and keys, and they will activate people specifically that is there, and they'll have individual activations and group activations. It's very powerful, and it's really about my whole life is really about the ascension. That's what I'm here for. That's my energy, that's my mission. So I love doing things like that. I also have a certification, Akashic Record certification course, and my book, of course.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for being with us. Thank you for the wonderful work you do, and I look forward to our next connection.
Yay. Thank you, Scott. Have a beautiful day. I look forward to listening to everybody else too.
Good. Yes, stick around. We have a wonderful, wonderful show tonight, and hopefully all of our internets will behave. I've done over 400 shows hosted since the pandemic began, and it is actually a miracle when you think about all these shows, people coming in from all over the world, how few glitches we actually have, and what a miracle that we can be all over the world tuning in, listening. I mean, we take it for granted because it's the world we live in, but it is pretty extraordinary. It really is. I want to just take a quick moment to encourage everybody to help support the Global Peace Tribe. We want to continue to carry on, and we've got a lot of things planned. And you can all support us by going to either the website, supportgpt.com, or get out your trusty cell phone, put it on camera, and go to the Q code, and that'll take you straight to a donation button. And it's a lot to put these shows together. We want to put together retreats. We've got a lot of big plans. We have a very elaborate YouTube channel where we save all of these shows. We want to collaborate with SoulSearch and Tangela in finding the best way to edit that, edit the best stuff so that you guys can find your favorite musical artists or presenters. And so financial support is important. So please go to www.supportgpt.com and use this Q code. And there's one other way that you can support us, and this is really, really easy. Most of us buy things from Amazon, and join the Amazon Smile program. Really easy. You just go to amazonsmile.com and then choose Unify the World. That's our partner that many of you are watching us on Unify right now. Um, and it's our nonprofit partner. And what happens is then 1/2% of everything you buy from or pay to Amazon comes back to us. And you know what? That adds up. There's a lot of you out there, and we are all ordering from Amazon. It's getting pretty amazing, isn't it? You order, and 15 minutes later, they're knocking on the door with it, or so it seems. Um, so supporting us that way is really, really a wonderful thing. So please do so. Thank you very much. Also, share it out. Let people know about what we're doing every weekend. Every weekend show is pretty amazing. So share the word, okay? I'm bringing on my wonderful co-host Tangela, um, and it is time for a long-term friend of Global Peace Tribe, Neil Barr. Neil has been a big part of Global Peace Tribe, Saturday Night Live, um, and he's now collaborating with you, Tangela. So I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce Neil. And Neil, welcome. It's great to have you on the show.
Hey, brother.
Hi, Neil. Welcome. Thanks for joining us from Mexico and making it happen. So I'm really excited to introduce Neil Agar. I know a lot of you here at the Global Peace Tribe know him already, but he is an incredible philosopher, historian, researcher, and spoken word artist. And he really presents his research and his quest for knowledge and wisdom on the ancient wisdom, future science of sound, vibration, and frequency. And he really takes all of us on these in-depth explorations into ancient civilizations, archaeological discoveries, the quantum, healing, the galactic, our galactic families, and the multidimensional realm. So Neil is the founder of Portal to Ascension, which is an incredible platform online, also a huge community where he's presenting events almost on a weekly basis, right, Neil? Like about all of these different topics. So I'm super excited to be collaborating with Neil just because he is such a pioneer in this entire space, bringing forth all of this incredible information, knowledge, and wisdom out into the world in a really powerful way. We have like a lot of, we both are South Asian and have had our own stories around family and society and cultural norms that, Neil and I can chat about as well. And I just think our collaboration is such a powerful example of where we are heading in this new paradigm and, bringing forth collaboration and cooperation and really working together from the one heart. So thanks, Neil, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Tangela. So good to be here with you all, beautiful people. I'm really excited to be here. Definitely excited to be here with Tangela introduced me because we pretty much met it's been less than 2 months, right? Mm-hmm. And she's already become one of my favorite people in the world. And so much so that we're just creating all types of projects together and doing so many amazing things, from definitely coming on to SOULSEARCH to be a platinum member and just being one of the foundational people really to support this platform, to getting out to the masses, to sponsoring some PTA events, which is going to happen in the future. We're also creating a festival in Sedona together, which right now we're looking to do October 23rd. We're going to create conferences together, produce them. So plus not even that's just the foundational element. She's also helping me redesign my entire platform on my website. I love Tangela so much, and just I love everything that you bring, and just your energy and your authenticity and what you do. So I'm just excited to as soon as I saw your platform, you showed me your website, I just knew in my soul that this is going to be something huge, and it's already getting there. So I'm just excited to be connected with you, Tangela, and just working alongside you.
Wow. Thanks, Neil. It's super exciting. And it means a lot coming from you, since you also have been growing and building your own, big platform for the ascension. And, and you're a real example of collaborating in the space and collaborating with other spiritual leaders and teachers around the world and to bring this knowledge forth. So, what does it look like for you, as we're co-creating in the new paradigm? What does that mean for you? And what does it look like for you as we're bringing forth all of this information, knowledge, wisdom, and experience?
Well, what you just said right there is like pretty much part of our mission statement, which is collaboration over competition. You know, we're a lot of us are doing so many similar things, or different types of yoga practitioners, different types of Reiki masters, and we all need to basically get our services. We would wish for people to take our services so that we can continue doing what we want to do, right? So there's this element of competition that is basically foundational in society, you know, especially within capitalism. So what we need to really model is the law of the universe that we've been that we know is true. The universe is an abundant place, right? What will it take to implement the fact that the universe is an abundant place? How do we come together and put aside the old paradigm of competition and start collaborating with the faith and the trust that there's more than enough for everyone? And that's what I've been really, doing on my platform, is attempting to implement, a conscious business model, but also bringing in all these other platforms that are doing their own thing under one umbrella, so that we can basically grow together. You know, which is why when I saw what you're doing exactly that. You're creating a platform where all these independent organizations, practitioners are coming together to do this. So what the new world, new paradigm looks like to me is us realizing that there's more energy, more of a solid frequency in us collaborating than us doing our separate things, you know? And that's pretty much what happens here too. The people that I gravitate towards are those that are really taking the initiative to bring others into the fold, so that we can really create a new paradigm that we know is possible on Earth.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, you know, in the Piscean age, we have been stuck in these paradigms of scarcity, lack, fear, separation, and judgment. And because of that, you know, we have been not able to come together in coherence and really be able to live out what is true, which is abundance for all, you know, and that is a possibility. And that is something that we can all work towards and bring forth in the world. And so Neil is a great example for you as a conscious business person, as well as, you know, the founder of this amazing platform, to really be bringing that into practice. And it's really fun for us to be working together, because we are now in the age of Aquarius. We're moving beyond, you know, competition, co-optation. You know, we're bringing in all of these elements of the divine feminine, you know, in terms of embracing the holistic nature of who we are and bringing that forth in our businesses, in our platforms, in our practice, and really, you know, being able to bring that forth together out into the world is such a powerful experience.
Yes. You know, like the underlying premise of all of this is unity consciousness. You know, divide and conquer has been the name of the game for so long, and that was just part of the game. It's okay. That played its role. We had the separation, the illusion of separation. We had the darkness, and the reason why we had that darkness and the illusion of separation is because in a world of amnesia, what better way to realize what you really want by experiencing the contrast of that? And we've experienced that. And now we know what we can really achieve on this planet. So even though we might perceive like all this chaos around us and this division around us, I see a lot of people really wanting to come together to create a real change on the planet. There's a real restructuring of society going on right now, you know, and the systems that were implemented before are no longer serving humanity. A lot of these systems are collapsing. And as these systems collapse, some people might be so holding on to these old paradigms and old systems that it might create a little bit of fear, because this is what we know. This is what we've known for generations. But what we need to realize is we'll still be here. The sun will still shine. There'll still be food. We'll still figure out a way to have shelter, you know. And as we start trusting in that process, we're going to start creating something amazing. And we're doing it right now. You know, these conversations that we're having, the individuals on this platform, like I see this as, and just take a little side note, just to kind of give you some context here. If you look at the zodiac signs, right, every 2,000 years, it's a new religion on the planet, right? Every 2,000 years, every time there's a zodiac shift, it's almost like a science at this point. And so when Piscean age happened, we had Christianity, you know, on the planet. When Hinduism occurred, we had the age of the Taurus and the bull, which is why the cow worshiping. We're now in the age of Aquarius. So it's prophesized, it's scientific in my eyes, that we're at a time where there's going to be a new religion. And what is that religion? I would say non-dogmatic spiritualism, you know, no dogma, vibration, and frequency, realizing the truth of who we are. So it's not only like esoterically out there, it's not only prophesized, but even science and the position of our solar system all back up the fact that we're going through this ascension. So it's inevitable. Do we want to go out kicking and screaming, or do we want to go with the flow? That's the whole thing that is we're figuring out right now, you know?
Exactly, exactly. And I think it goes back also to what Melissa was talking about, really stepping into our vibrational leadership and understanding this is about our frequency, and really being able to understand that, we are the conscious creators of our own reality. So yes, we're experiencing this complete dismantling and dissolution of everything as we know it, but it's up to us managing our own vibration and frequency and creating it. Are we going to create a transformation and revolution of love and flow with grace and ease, or are we going to create a revolution with dissonance, chaos, and fear?
Yes.
It's really up to us. It's really up to us. And I think it's what we're powerfully doing together. All of us here in the Global Peace Tribe, everyone in the Portal of Ascension community, everyone with us in Soul Search. I mean, we're here to really raise the vibration together, and we're doing it every moment that we are together.
Exactly. The power of our, just not only our consciousness, but our human bodies, our avatars, is so beyond anything that we can even imagine. Even us on this platform right now are having the discussion of all the capabilities and abilities we have, but we still exist within this limited frequency range. As we start ascending into these, other vibrations, we're going to start coming, all these innate abilities are going to start coming online. So what we're able to create, how we're able to create our own realities and not even be victims to the elements, but actually live in harmony in different types of elements on different planets. All of these things are basically going to be in our future. So all I feel that we need to do is, it's inevitable. The cycles of consciousness are continuing. We're on this upturn in consciousness. So we have a lot to look forward to, guys.
Yeah. Yay. Exactly. And so really excited to be partnering with Neil. He's one of our platinum members on the platform. We're planning a lot of exciting conferences together with our Soul Search members on Portal to Ascension, and, just planning so many things. So really exciting for us to be co-creating together. So thanks, Neil.
Me too. So before I think my segment's almost over, but I'd like to share some spoken word.
Yes.
Scott.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask. I was going to jump in and ask for that. So
okay, let's do it. All right. Well, how much time do I have so I can be respectful here?
You want to do, because we're going to have you come back a second time in the show, if
Yeah.
you've seen the agenda. So maybe 5 minutes now and then 5 minutes later in the show?
Perfect. Let's do it. So lucky for all of you guys, I bit my lip earlier, so I'm going to have to go very slow because usually I go really fast. And but the next one's going to be a little faster. These are invocations here. So I would like if you feel compelled to, go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to do 2 poems, maybe 3 if I have time within those 5 minutes. The first one's called The Messengers, and then we're going to do The Mission. So I invite you all, if your eyes are closed, and even if they're not, just take a couple of breaths in and out. Just bringing yourself present into this moment. The messengers. The angels are singing. Do you protect me? Only emotion they feel is that of compassion. My fascination with the interdimensional realms allows for my mentality to be out of this world. The ascended masters send messages of clarity, affirmations that we are free and have complete control of this reality, continuously shifting. We have all we ever need. Nothing is missing. The Pleiadians bring light where there's darkness, so we can remember, never feel alone. The path of consciousness we are shown, here to take us home. The Arcturians descend in stasis within higher densities, soul-split Arcturian warriors of light, emerging from the depths of night to usher our consciousness into greater heights. The higher self is a messenger of bliss, awaiting to reunite with us as soon as we surrender to the frequency of love. As soon as we surrender to the frequency of love. The mission. Live life to the fullest. Each day, seconds turn into minutes. Time passes by, animals and leaves die. Browning by the seasons, growing and planting seeds again is what all men and women are destined to do. In order to continue to live the life that we choose, the sun shines light as we move through heavens, tunnels, and tubes, wormholes, niches, and grooves, navigating existence so we can enter the womb. In gestation, I am elation, exhilaration, and patience. Creates the balance in this wasteland of nuclear pollution. My observation of creation is that we're all heading for the same destination. Millennia of intergalactic wars can't stop the frequency that we're in store for, so I spit from the core of my lost, fragmented soul. Reclaiming pieces I left in this world, the carrot in front of me, the lucid pearl. I remember. I came here before. Just one MC, energetically emanating empathy, connected to the fire within me, where I became pure energy, an allergy towards this world of anarchy. Amnesia in this fallacy, anesthesia to numb out the insanity, overstimulation leading to apathy, speak out against the status quo. Accusations of blasphemy. The gravity of this third-dimensional reality eventually causes atrophy, physical and emotional bankruptcy, so I traveled the galaxy to release the agony, rearrange the anatomy to avoid the catastrophe. Let's achieve cosmic morality. Time to embrace the duality is the only analogy that supersedes all we need. Just so we can let go and breathe. Just so we can let go and breathe. Just let go and breathe. Thank you, guys.
Don't go away for a moment, Neil. I want to share a couple things. Like just about everyone you're seeing tonight, you can find Neil on SOULSEARCH, and his Portal to Ascension project is huge. We mentioned it in passing a couple times right now, but he puts together so many incredible events with some of the absolute leading people. And we'll see if they're all listed here. But he's always got like incredible events and workshops going on with the leaders, especially in the Starseed movement, the UFO, ET movement, Galactic Family movement. It's taking a little moment to open up, so I'm going to go to your regular Portal to Ascension page there for a moment. And so if you haven't already joined Portal to Ascension, please join it. Of course, Marina Saran, almost everybody I'm seeing here are some of our regulars from Saturday Night Live or The Awakening World. And as somebody who does a lot of stuff, I really appreciate all the work you do, Neil. And everybody loves you. You're one of those people like Tangela that everybody loves, respects, and you are so generous in the way that you support all of these different light workers. So everybody, if you haven't already gone to portaltoascension.org, you can see all the different conferences, all online, with so many of our favorite people that he does. So please go to portaltoascension.org and support him. All right, this is really important. Thank you, Neil. It's good to see you, brother.
Thank you,
What part of
brother.
Mexico are you in?
San Miguel de Allende.
Oh my gosh, I was just texting with Deborah Moldau, who's in San
Okay.
Miguel. Do you
Oh,
know
nice.
Deborah Moldau? Do
No,
you
I
know
don't
her?
know her.
Oh my God, I'm going to connect you guys. You guys got to meet.
Okay.
She runs the Evolutionary Leaders Network, and she's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
I know her. I produced their online event 2 years ago, so I actually did connect with her, but
yeah,
just briefly. Yeah.
I'll introduce you to.
All right.
And she's in San Miguel. So, all right, we'll see you in a
Thank you,
little while,
man.
Neil.
See you in a bit.
All right. Tangela, the spotlight's back on you to introduce your next guests.
Great. So,
It's our couple. It's
okay, wonderful. Sorry.
Carolyn and
Yes, Carolyn. I'm excited to introduce Carolyn Husser and Tim Nelson. Carolyn is a German-trained naturopathic doctor and family constellation facilitator. She's also author of the award-winning book, Blossom, 7 Steps to Sexual Healing, and the creatrix of the Blissful Marriage Method. And Tim Nelson is a sacred sacred land tour guide, visionary artist, and firekeeper at one of the Arizona sun dances. And he's been practicing tantric Buddhism for over 24 years. Together, they are the king and queen of bonding-based lovemaking and the co-facilitators at premier Sedona couples retreats. So, I just want to say that Carolyn and Tim are just such an incredible couple, full of so much love, full of so much light, and what a wonderful example of co-creating together in the new paradigm. And so really welcome you both here, and just want to hear about what you all are co-creating together and what co-creating in the new paradigm means for both of you. So
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, it's awesome to be here and really resonating with everything everybody has already said. And so our purpose or our mission in life is really to help heal the divide between the divine or the feminine and the masculine, divine feminine, divine masculine within ourselves, and then also in our relationships, because probably like many of you, relationships have not been easy in the past, right? Like each of us, him and me, we have our own share of struggles and trials and errors. And that being said, I think that the pandemic really gave us all a moment in time where we could feel how important connection is, and also a moment in time where we could really reevaluate and evaluate our relationships. And for many people, and we're living in Sedona, and many people come to Sedona who are realizing this, how important our home, our home base, our heart base, our foundation basically is at home. And so part of what we wanted to talk about or share about is really, how do you practically co-create as a couple with lots of demands? We have dog, we have kids, we have business, we have people to drive around, so any couples that we work with or any couples that we talk to, for most couples, the hard part about co-creating is finding the time and having the energy, right? That's where everybody struggles. And when I talk to people, usually they, when I ask them, they say, oh, our relationship is great. And then I say, so on a daily basis, what does that really look like? How much time do you guys really have? They list everything else, they list the work, the chores, the kids, the everything, and their relationship usually is last. And unfortunately, when we do that, there's very little energy left for us to really have the energy. And Melissa was talking about the frequency, and we're all talking about this frequency. The frequency is real, right? So when we run ourselves ragged, and when we don't prioritize the right things, then at the end of the day, we don't actually have the energy to live our dreams. And so for us, what it looks like is really to create a life that fits us as the beings that we are, with feeding ourselves well, having an environment that soothes us and nurtures us, having rhythms that support us and soothe us and are good for a human being's nervous system. And specifically, what is really, or what I think is a big misunderstanding in the world, is that when people get married or when they make a commitment to co-create a life together, that they think it's like a one-day event. They give each other this promise, and from that day forward, it should just work by itself. Well, in our paradigm, having a sacred union or a sacred marriage, or whatever you want to call it, is actually a daily practice. It's not a word that you give each other a promise, a vow. No, it's an ongoing practice. And maybe you want to share a little bit about what it looks like in reality.
Thanks, Annie. So part of it is working with bonding-based lovemaking, where you have these ecstatic exchanges. And it really gives you a great way with the yin delights and the yang explorations, and just really having questions that you can ask each other, and really open up whole areas that you just kind of gloss over, or maybe haven't really taken the time to feel into more deeply. And also kind of shift your nervous system towards what we think of as a bonding connection of oxytocin, instead of just the sort of,
oh, you're so yummy, I just want to devour you. So oftentimes, and there's a lot of neuroscience behind it, and we have a very little time, but just in a nutshell, basically. And I did not discover this. A woman named Marnia Robinson discovered that we actually have two programs for lovemaking. The one that we generally know has to do with procreation. It has also to do with dopamine, which puts us on roller coasters and puts us into, because based on what's going on in our neurochemistry, it shifts our perception and makes it so that we see each other's faults or flaws, because our procreation program wants us to be separate. It wants us to move on. It wants us to make babies with lots of different people. It does not support a union, a stable pair bonded couple, basically. Luckily, there is another program that we don't use. I believe that we human beings knew in the past that we had these two programs and would only have sex for procreation when really wanted to make babies. And the other time we knew how to connect in this other way where we cultivate our sexual energy, but don't disperse it in a sense. And so when we learn to do that, we have so much more energy. So you might still have the same full schedule and the same chores and everything, but because you're energetically in a different vibrational frequency, everything just flows like this. And in my experience, having this practice and really sticking to it daily in the mornings and the evenings makes all the difference in our lives, where things just they just flow magically. And it is because of what Melissa pointed out, of this different it's a real practice of getting yourself into a different vibrational state. You know, it's one thing to hear people talk about, you have to upgrade your vibration and we need to be more higher vibrational, but what are actually the practices, right? And so the bonding based lovemaking is one of the practices that I believe really bring a lot of peace and harmony to men and women, heal the nervous system and make it so that we can actually hear each other and be there for each other, have an open heart, be creative and find creative solutions with each other. Because so many times when it comes to co-creating, right, we all have our ideas and we all want to be valued. And oftentimes when I've worked with organizations or businesses or even couples, right, the reason why things fall apart is because they end up like this. They're like, no, it's either my way or my way, and they can't find a third solution that actually is a win-win for everybody. And so what the bonding-based lovemaking does is puts you into a playful, open-hearted state where you're able enough to hear the other person and able enough to consider other ways that it's really easy to find solutions that work for everybody. So is there anything else you want to add?
And also cherish each other more and ask how we can do it.
Yes. And so, you know, the beautiful thing that I'm watching over, and I've been in Sedona for the last 2.5 years, is when I first came here, there was a lot of disconnection and people doing their own thing, and not many couples falling apart. And over the last, I would say 6 months, people are coming together, people are finding ways. I'm seeing way more functional couples around me than dysfunctional couples. So there's a whole shift towards really us being able to figure it out. And I believe, and we believe, that we can really have paradise on earth. And obviously it looks different for everybody, but it starts with having this connection and having this, just having this really icing on the cake kind of thing that makes a human being worth living. I mean, that's at least what I believe. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the beautiful work you do and for modeling as a couple. And of course, again, you can find them on SoulSearch. And you know, definitely with everybody, especially when you see somebody like this couple, and you want to work with them or learn more, make sure you put in your name and your information so that they can, you know, contact you and connect you. And then what happens is you send the message, and now, you know, of course, you're going to go into their system and you're going to be able to get information about what they're doing. I'm going to back up for a moment. I just wanted to model how to do that. But you have some wonderful workshops coming up, right?
We actually mostly do one-on-one retreats. So when people
Okay.
want to, you know, it's more customized one-on-one work. And then we have a year-long program that we have a whole community that we take people through that might not be able to travel or don't want to travel. So we work in those two ways. And there's no specific starting dates. People just, when they're ready, they contact us and we either put the retreat together for them or they join the existing group already that's already running.
Beautiful. I'm going to go back there. It took me a moment to come back. So Again, Premier Sedona Couples Retreats. And you can, and you offer a complimentary sneak peek phone call. Yeah?
Yep. So anybody who's struggling maybe with connecting in your intimacy, or where it's very roller coasterish, that you love each other, but it's still like very wobbly, or you're just interested about this bonding based lovemaking, feel free to reach out to us, and we're always happy to give you 30 minutes of our time and just share specifically and listen to what your situation is.
That's very generous. And on the Soul Search site, you'll actually find they've got these client success stories. So you can kind of click and see some of the couples they've worked with, that you can relate to. And so these are beautiful. Some really wonderful testimonials. Thank you for the wonderful work as a relationship coach. I certainly honor you as a couple doing this really incredibly important work. I do believe that if we want to change the world, we need to start by making peace in our relationships. We're not going to have much impact on Putin, but we have a big impact on how we treat our partner, right? So, well, God bless you. It's great to have you with us. Thank you so much. I'm going to bring on our beloved Tangela so she can offer some appreciations before we move on.
Yes, thank you so much, Carolyn and Tim. That was so beautiful. And I just think what a beautiful example as we talk about raising our vibration and frequency, just really acknowledging the importance of doing that as a couple, and that, that the couple is a community itself, and so as we've been talking, how we're gathering here together to be raising our vibration and creating a new frequency. As a couple, you guys are doing that every day together, and now sharing the way to do that with other couples around the world, and bringing the magic of Sedona to couples around the world. And they can also come and see you guys, right? You guys are also organizing local retreats as well for people who want to come experience the vortex with both of you.
Thanks, Tangela, for everything that you do.
Thank you. So awesome to have you all be a part of the group. Thank you.
Great to meet you guys. See you hopefully soon. See you in Sedona. Well, guess what, Tangela? It is time for Cornflower, and it's always a special moment when Cornflower joins us. I think almost my entire Global Peace Tribe knows Cornflower. He is a beloved musical force. He does the Sonic Source Activation Project with Kristen Hoffman, like every 2 or 3 months through Global Peace Tribe. He's one of our absolute favorite performers. And he's coming to us from the East Coast. He's in North Carolina. Cornflower, you look fabulous. What you
Thank
got
you.
for us tonight?
I'm just going to drop into an improv for now to feed
Yeah.
off of the last presenter's vibration. And and carry us into this next section of tonight's event. And just so you know, I am in Northeast Tennessee, but I'm about
Oh, you're right. You're right. I
I'm about
apologize.
an hour across the mountains from Asheville, North Carolina. So you're close.
I'm close. I apologize. I remembered when I was
It
there.
is all
and
good.
yeah.
I'm not a big boundaries guy, like with like the states and everything. I mean, it's just beautiful nature that connects us all together all across the world. So anyway, here we go. I love you guys so much. It's great to be back. Thank you again, Scott and Tangela. You guys are awesome. And let's do this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now you all know why everyone loves cornflower. It's just absolutely awesome, brother. Absolutely awesome.
Thank
Let
you.
me remove the spotlights, put the focus on you, my friend.
Woo! That was fun.
You know, you bring so much amazing energy always to our show and to the world. And I want to say to people, I've gotten to know him personally, and he's just like one of the most beautiful human beings on the planet. He's just pure love. And that love comes through his incredible artistry. Um, and you know, it's so important for us to support our artists. And so please go to his website. It's easy to remember. It's cornflowermusic.com. And he's very, very prolific. And he's very, very generous with all that he offers. And there's a lot that he offers. There's always a new concert, for example, that he just did. And he's got news and updates. But I'm going to go back to the top because I want to really encourage everybody to support him. And you do that by going to where it says join, click join. And definitely, of course, make sure you put your name in so that, you know, he knows how to reach you. Join his monthly music subscription program. You know, this is how we support Cornflower and Kristen Hoffman and our favorite musical artists is by joining the monthly music subscription program. And our artists need to have support. And a good way is if we join a program like this, as little as $3.33 a month. There's a lot more, you know, I encourage you to join at a higher level, but you can choose what you want to join at and you get all sorts of goodies. And that way he knows he's got a monthly income based on, you know, the people that have, you know, participating. You can also go back and get some of his albums. So please, and look at all the subscribers he has. And this makes me so happy to see that because, you know, we love Cornflower and we want him to thrive. So, brother,
Thank you,
thank
Scott.
you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I really appreciate it and look forward to the next song.
Yeah, Cornflower's going to close this show out. Our very last experience tonight is going to be Cornflower closing us out with a closing number. And put June 21st on your calendars, everybody,
Yes.
because Cornflower and Kristen Hoffman are going to be doing a free online concert brought to you by World Unity Week. And
Yes.
that the weekend before Awakening World is going to be all focused on World Unity Week. And the highlight of World Unity Week is going to be their concert on the solstice, June
Yes.
21st, Tuesday, June 21st. So put that in your calendars. Um, Cornflower, did we say 5 p.m.? Is that what we
Uh,
decided? Or was
yes,
it?
Pacific, and it's called A Solstice Symphony of Fire. And we're going to be delving into the power of the sun and the solstice and the power of fire in our lives through music. So, all improvised in the moment, co-creations between myself and Kristen.
Fantastic. It's going to be very special. All right, we will see Cornflower in probably about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn it back over to wonderful Tangela, who has a really special guest she's going to introduce.
Sure. So thanks. We're just waiting for Ron to come on, but I just want to say thank you so much to Cornflower. That was awesome and so much fun. And it was so fun just being able to dance with everyone and raise the vibe together. And that's what this is all about. You know, we're just doing that in so many ways. And thanks, Cornflower, for leading the way with us. That was incredible. And now I'm excited to have here with us Ron Interpreter, my good friend and wonderful shaman here. I've had the pleasure and the honor of sitting in ceremony with Ron in a teepee, and it was really beautiful and heart opening and highly transformative. Ron Interpreter is a member of the Navajo Nation, and He is an intuitive practitioner and accomplished Reiki master. Ron facilitates a healing modality, which he calls Bijizoni. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's beauty within a divine state of being in which alignment of consciousness and spirituality is attained by setting positive attentions, practicing self-love, and initiating self-discipline to create an abundant and healthy lifestyle. Ron also leads ceremonies and retreats all over. Actually, he's currently leading a retreat right now, so he's taking a time out from his session to join us for this Saturday Night Alive. So thank you, Ron, for being with us. And we'd just love to hear from you about what it means to be co-creating in the new paradigm and what that looks for you.
Donaldson. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, beautiful. I just want to acknowledge our dear sister here for hosting me. Thank you for reaching out and giving me the opportunity to be here. And I'm looking through the viewers. It looks like we have a lot of common people, common friendships that are here. So I want to acknowledge them all. And Krista and Nicole, just want to say hello to all of you who are there. So blessings to you. Yes, I'm currently in Los Angeles and I'm hosting a retreat. And I think it's very much in line with this understanding of new paradigms. And when I think of new paradigms, I think about where my lineage comes from, my life experiences, which is from the Navajo traditions. And like Navajo, there are many other indigenous traditions all over the globe, all over the world, that may fall in line with this understanding of new paradigm. And for me, it's looking at what's happening with humanity. Humanity all over the world is making a conscientious shift. And that conscientious shift is starting to tap into more of the indigenous ways, more of the earth-based ways, and even in the celestial lineages and education and the celestial modalities that are out there, the starseed, humanity is starting to gravitate towards Native Americans in terms of understanding those ways. And so that's what's happening that I've witnessed all over the world in the work that I've been doing is people are wanting more ground-based grounding elements, but also being able to then ascend into the different ways in their lives. And so I've been able to experience that from basic life coaching, which is personal development, to plant medicine retreats that I participate in, which is a higher sense of ascension. And so with this conscientious shift, I also think that there is a really important, there's an important element that needs to be consistent, which is ancestral teachings. When paradigms are making shifts, when things are transitioning, we always get into this practices of immediacy, having something done immediately, having something accessible immediately. And sometimes that could relate to not really taking the time to bring the ancestrals into your growth and your experience. And for us native traditions and indigenous traditions, we see ourselves as an extension of our ancestral ways. So it becomes a priority for us to make sure that what we're offering in our professions, in our personal lives, especially as healers, especially as practitioners, it's really important for us to make sure that our ancestral ways are being taught to us in that a sense that somebody is taking the time to sit with us for multiple years to teach us a way, to teach us a song. And so for us, this understanding of spirituality is a way of life. It's more than just picking up a trend. It's more than picking up a modality. It's more than being inspired into a certain way or a certain technique. we see this as a way of life. And in being that it's a way of life, we bring our ancestral ways into it. And so working with a practitioner who's done this kind of way for years, someone who has devoted their personal life to it, is really, really important to have as part of your experience. And so as you're doing that, then there's an intention there to bring in centuries of teachings. And we know that through the human experience, in terms of humanity, centuries of them repeating and investigating and testing has gotten to the point where some of these modalities, the majorities of modalities, are very much proficient. They've been tested over time. And so there's a level of intelligence behind these techniques. There's a level of authenticity behind this. And so we got to make sure that we're continuing that on as we practice for ourselves. And then we also push on to the next generation. So in this paradigm shift that's happening, that's what I see is missing. There's a lot of individuals out there that I come across who would take a week-long retreat or a weekend retreat or maybe a couple of months, and they're learning the tools, they're learning the techniques to the betterment of who they are as individuals. I'm not taking away from that, but it's really important for people to have those personal development experiences, those awakening experiences, and it's really beautiful to see that. However, I think if you're going to be in a position as a practitioner or somehow offering a service, I think it's really important to have those ancestral ways as part of your experience and having that element. So that's what I think. That's what comes from my heart. And I myself try to do that in my life. I try to make sure that my ancestral ways are being done appropriately. And most people would say to me, well, you're a Native American, you have a culture already, you have a way of life. It's something that you're born into, whereas most of us, we don't have that. Maybe there's some generational gaps and things that have led to losing the culture. On a personal note, that may be the case, but it's not for me. I grew up in a very dysfunctional home. My parents weren't around a majority of my life. And so the opportunities to have that consistency of somebody to be there to teach me was not there majority of my younger days growing up. It wasn't until probably when I was in college that I started really looking at ancestral ways by bringing my distant relatives into the experience, going to their homes, going to their ceremonies, sitting with them, these non-biological relatives, but they were related to me clan-wise. And so in my young adulthood, I started taking the initiative to learn these ways and sit down with an elder, sit down with an auntie and listen to the songs, listen to their ways, listen to their experiences. And now that I'm 52, I'm able to teach that to my kids. I'm able to teach that to my elders, making that connection. So it was a personal flight of mine to do that. It took a lot of challenges for me to be able to live that way and reconnect to my traditions and cultures. So, but it brings a lot of authenticity to my clients. It brings a lot of passion. It brings a lot of devotion. In my own personal practice, I'm more respectful of these ancestral ways. I'm more devoted to my songs when I sing my songs. I'm more devoted to listening to an elder when they sit down and talk to me. So I think that's really important in these times of days, is to bring that ancestral way into the experience. And I see that happening cross-culturally. I see younger generations reaching out, talking to their parents, saying, where's my ancestral ways? Did we do this within our family? You see a lot of generations now doing the genealogies, finding out more about who they are and where they come from. So there's this huge awakening that humanity is having that wants validity, confirmation. They're looking beyond experiences. Humanity now is looking beyond just having an experience. They want a way of life. They want to practice a way of life. And they're wanting to be devoted to that. And as I'm hosting these different retreats all over the country, I'm seeing that with our Irish, English, German brothers and sisters. They want a way of life. And I think with the pandemic happening, it's requiring people to really look closely at themselves. And we're seeing this evident in all of our ways, which is, I want a meaningful life. You know, I want to feel like I'm contributing something to humanity. I want to live a purposeful life. I want to live a passionate life. I want to live and co-create with my partner. You know, I want to have some sense that my heart is being fulfilled. I don't want to just go to a 9-to-5 job. So you hear all these kinds of languagings that are happening within the retreat industry, within the one-on-one coachings. And so we as practitioners need to listen to that. We need to listen to those voices that are expressing those deeper experiences and really foster and nurture those experiences to become life practices. We have to nurture those experiences to be life practices. And what that means is we as practitioners, we have to collectively come together. We have to talk to each other. We have to inquire, how are you doing this? Where did you get this information from? How can I support what you are doing? How can I support your mission? How can I support your way of life? It's really important for us as practitioners to do that because humanity is making this shift. And it's requiring us practitioners to step up to the plate and not look at ourselves as in isolation. Like, these are my clients, that's your clients. This is my way. My way is better than your way. Well, I did UC Reiki. I do Holy Reiki. We can't look at it that way. We have to see and feed that beautiful spirit that humanity is asking for us right now, which is, I want a way of life. I want a way of life. I want to have a devotion to not only myself, but I want to have a devotion to my kids and to my grandkids. And I think it's really important that we have to acknowledge that. And I think in many ways, it requires us to dig deeper, to look deeper, and even it requires us to connect to our ancestral ways. It requires us as practitioners to look back and start making and amending those bridges that may have been lost between our biological relatives. And that's how I feel. That's how I see this conscientious shift happening. That's what I hear and see in the work that I do. And this calling of this new paradigm shift it's a beautiful calling. And I'm really glad that I'm part of this. I'm glad that I'm one of many practitioners out there who are taking a conscious effort to really be a part of this energy wave, this beautiful light that's coming onto this planet. It's really beautiful to be a part of that. And I really value and advocate the work that's being done with SOULSEARCH, because that's exactly what they do. They bring practitioners together, they highlight their talents, they highlight the medicine that they offer, and they also create collaborations. Collaborations are really, really important. If I can see my medicine in the medicine that you're providing, that is transition. That's a paradigm shift. If I can see your medicine in my medicine, that's a paradigm shift. That's answering the call. And so that's kind of how I think about it. That's my prayer. You know, that's my prayer. That's the way I live my life, and that's the way I see as I work with individuals, especially practitioners in that way. So that's my thoughts. I don't know if we're open to questions, but that's my thoughts. That's my way of life. And I'm really glad to be a part of this experience. And I'm really, really honored and happy to be a part of a collective of practitioners who are answering that call, who are stepping up to the plate. So with that, I just want to say thank you. Love you, sister. Thank you for putting this together. I appreciate you. I appreciate the work that you're doing. And what you're doing is very, very important. I love you for it, and I appreciate you for it.
Thank you so much, Ron, and thank you for joining us and being here and taking time away from your retreat to be here with all of us and really being a part of the Soul Search family and really having this message for all of us to be coming together, you know, practitioners, seekers, and really coming together to share our modalities, share our different ways so that we can, you know, find what our individual ways are and what our ways are together in community. And so thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's an honor to meet you, sir, and thank you for your commitment and that very important message about ancestry and honoring our ancestry and honoring teachers that are connected to their ancestry. That's really powerful. And again, like all of the wonderful people you're meeting, you can find Ron Interpreter. And I love it's BZ Zoni, Beauty Within. And thank you for helping us to all find the beauty within. And again, you can find him on Soul Search. And Ron, do you do individual private coaching or just group workshops at this time?
I do individual coaching as well, individual one-on-one, small groups, and then also retreats. I also work with other practitioners to bring those shamanic elements into their retreats.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Thank you for taking the time out from your retreat to join us tonight. God bless you.
Thank you, Ron.
All right. Well, thank you, Tangela. And for everybody, because we inserted Ron in because he was kind of, we will continue in the same order. I've adjusted the agenda accordingly, and you can just continue to reference the agenda to be reminded of your place in it. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Tangela.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Scott. So I am really excited to be introducing my dear friend and co-collaborator here in Soul Search, Nicole Keating. And Nicole is a very powerful heart-centered healer, also based in Sedona. And her work is really special because she is a divine architect who really has this incredible connection to the etheric realms, to our spirit guides, the elementals, angels, Metatron, our galactic families, our star families. And she really is passionate about working with spiritual entrepreneurs and spiritual businesses to help us connect to all of the support that we have coming in at all times from the etheric realms so that we can step into our powerful purpose as spiritual entrepreneurs and as spiritual businesses even more purposefully. So it's been such a wonderful honor and pleasure to be getting to know Nicole and working with her so closely, developing and growing Soul Search. She's brought so much passion, energy, and fantastic ideas to what we're doing. And also I just love Nicole because she's just a lot of fun and she brings that energy of fun and creativity and spontaneity and playfulness to everything she does, which I think is so important and is so part of the new paradigm, you know, because we are getting away again from that old paradigm of everything has to be a struggle and everything is a slog and we just have to somehow get through it. You know, no, we can live our passion and purpose with fun and joy and creativity. So thank you, Nicole, for living that and being that and bringing that to us. Would love to hear what you have to say about co-creating a new paradigm. This is a topic you're so passionate about.
I am, and thank you so much, Tangela. It's so funny. You set me up so beautifully for what I wanted to start with, which was that fun is essential to your success in business now. Like, period. It is it is a fundamental piece now. Like Tangela said, gone are the days when we have to struggle. And actually that is not working. That's part of what's really breaking down in our old paradigm is, this attachment to the old way of doing things, this attachment to, remember like the whole hustle movement, like that is a one-way ticket to burnout. So I just love how you set me up. And also corn flour. Yes, brother. Like I was just like dancing and jamming, and it reminded me to share something that came through recently is an idea of, when it comes to your life, like your life and your business are not separate. So when it comes to your life, like something that came through recently was this idea of multi-dimensional efficiency, like the new 80-20, right? So what are the things in your life that create like incredible results? So for me, one of those things is I live in Sedona. I'm super blessed. We have so many activities. Many of them are on Soul Search. One of those for me is going to ecstatic dance on the Red Rocks. And I am always reminded when I start getting too busy and working too hard to do that, to bring that play and that joy into my life. And so that one happens to hit play, music, dance, movement. It's also social because after dance, then they have the hour where you get to talk to everyone. And what was funny was a couple of weeks ago, I went and I ended up connecting with 3 Soul Search members that I needed to have business meetings with. So it was just like that. We're in a time where we need to integrate our lives and our businesses fully and create a multidimensional life and a multidimensional business. So what I wanted to talk about, just that was one piece. And I live by the motto, get curious, not furious. So what this really means is, whenever anything's going on, whenever there's a challenge, or I like to change that word to opportunity. Like when I find myself saying that there's a problem or a challenge, I like to shift that. I consciously shift it to what is the opportunity. And that reminds me to get curious, and it reminds me to ask open-ended questions. And so this is what I do a lot with people around their business. So, I go into, first of all, we were talking about co-creation and collaboration, and co-creation is not just with you and another, it's also with you and the energy in the realm. So when Tangela and I work together on Soul Search, and also everyone I collaborate with, which I'll get to later, there's many of you on this call, which is so cool. But we always start our meeting by tuning in to our guides and our angels and all the energies we want to bring in. And we basically bring up our consciousness and we bring ourselves up to another level. And when you get to co-create from that place, you're not just co-creating with another, you're co-creating with all that beautiful, magical energy as well. And what is created from that space is completely different. And so just wanted to share that as something that you can do for those of you that are listening in your life in small ways. And even you can utilize that energy to set an intention. Like I've recently been going through a release of my marriage, and that experience has been really, really powerful because we set the intention in the beginning to do that with love, kindness, and respect. And I'm calling it sacred divorce. So like the sacred contract is up, but the love carries on, and the respect and the connection and the beauty carries on. So these are principles that you can utilize when you're working with other people in your business, clients, anyone that you're interacting with on a regular basis. So I wanted to share, this has been a wild journey. I've been in Sedona for 2 years, and I feel like I've done many things. I'm a Gemini, Aquarius rising. I've always got my hand in different things. I've, had a podcast. I've learned a lot about marketing. I've learned a lot about speaking and communicating and coaching. And I've done a lot of these different pieces. And all of a sudden, over the last year or two, Spirit has brought this into such a clear and sacred focus, is that all of the things I was doing were creating these little mini skill sets towards mastery of this time, in this time. So what I wanted to share around like as thought leaders, as creators, as conscious business people, gone is the time, gone is the paradigm of the guru, of the hustle. And now is the time of all of us standing in our mastery together, sharing, highlighting one another, supporting one another, co-creating. There's no such thing as lack. Like when we give to another, when we give somebody an opportunity to speak on our stage, when we give somebody a chance to shine in our workshop or our retreat, it's not a zero-sum game anymore. Like 1 + 1 = 1,000. Like it's so much, what's created is so much more than what the ego has us believe. That the ego is what's dissolving, and the ego needs to dissolve in our businesses as well. So, and Tangela's been amazing for this, because, you know, how we actually came together was wild. You know, I came to her because I wanted to learn about the platinum program, because I thought what she was doing was so cool. And I felt such a magnetic attraction to her energy and her fire and her power. And I didn't really even know exactly what Soul Search was, but I had this draw, like, I need to learn more about this. And what I think is so beautiful about you, Tangela, and Soul Search is that you've really taught me this on a whole new level, which is, you know, you recognized in me as we started talking about Soul Search, and then I started asking my curiosity process, started asking you questions, and started going into the inquiry of your business and what you were creating. And through that process, you were like, what do you do? And we discovered that my skill set matched perfectly with what your needs were for Soul Search. And then thus, you know, the Platinum Mastermind was born, which we are literally in a launch of, and everyone from Soul Search on here is part of that group, and we're co-creating in such a massive way. And so what I really noticed and want to praise about you is that you literally gave this role with trust. I feel like you recognize talent. And so this is important for all of us in our businesses. We must be willing to step aside of the ego and recognize the connection, the offering, the skills, the gifts that others have, and how those can amplify and magnify everything we're doing. Gone are the days where we do everything ourselves, and you're an incredible delegator in that way. And I've learned a lot from you. And I had a major shift in my world, not even a few months ago, when I realized that everything I'm doing, like I had these boxes, I had Soul Search and this book launch and this thing, and something shifted, and I realized everything can serve everything. That's also part of the new paradigm of co-creation, collaboration, is that gone are the days where this is in a box and this is over here, and we don't talk about that. Like literally everything is merging. Everything is starting to weave. I wrote down, we're weaving the light. We're weaving the light in our business. And so literally now at this moment, I just want to say that Lisa, Krista, Melissa, Tangela, Ron, I hope I'm not leaving anyone out. Like all of these folks we're all in platinum. We're collaborating on my Heaven on Earth event, like also in 11/11, and Kristen are going to talk about that. But basically it's just that it's so exciting when we realize that we get to be all of who we are, and that having someone else shine their light right next to you does not dim your light at all. If anything, it really allows you to be fully expressed. So in the new paradigm in business, we are to be fully expressed and to be in our divine mastery, and to have all those weird little things that you don't know why you did that and why you learned that, they get to come together now to merge to create this beautiful, multifaceted, multidimensional rainbow prism of you fully expressed. And it is multidimensional. And that's what I'm really excited about is happening in business. And so that's really what I love to help people experience. And like, we're all going through, the old paradigms dying, and we're not exactly sure like what's going on with the economy and money. And what's really beautiful is Soul Search has built, and Tangela, we are building this bridge, this heart bridge. That what I really realized recently was that this is so much more than I thought initially. And it's really a grid of light, like each person and their gifts and Soul Search, like they're like plugging, like Tangela's created the motherboard, And like, we're all plugging in our light to the motherboard. Remember like light brights, right? It's just like this beautiful tapestry. And now what's really cool about Soul Search is that I've learned so much about other people's gifts and practitioners that, you know, I'm inviting them to take part and be part of my things. And they're inviting me to be part of their things. And there's just like this incredible conscious co-creative environment happening. And it's something that I don't think we were ready for a while ago, but now is the time. And it's just so apparent by the success of it and by who is saying yes, who's joining this journey. And I really believe that this is the like one of the epicenters of the new paradigm in business. So I'm just super excited to be alive and be on the planet right now, being part of this and being part of building this. And also feel like, you know, gone are the days where we have to be out of alignment in order to succeed. It's actually the opposite now. We must be in full alignment to succeed and to be fully expressed. It's a lot of things are coming to the light of what we thought was true. They were there's a lot of inversions that have been coming to the light, and we get to recognize that, and we get to flip them right side up, the multidimensional crystal of who we are and who we get to be. We get to look at it differently, and it's ever changing and ever growing. So this is one of the most incredible times to be alive, and the fact that we all get to be here for the beginning of Soul Search as it like launches like a rocket ship is just pretty amazing.
Nicole, your excitement and enthusiasm is awesome. Absolutely awesome. And we're gonna get a chance to have more with Nicole. She's gonna be back tomorrow for our Sacred Sunday show. A reminder that you can again go to Soul Search and learn much more about what she's doing. Definitely make sure you enter your name and get her information, read about her. And this woman has a lot to offer, as you can tell. She's got tremendous enthusiasm and energy. And I believe that Neil Gar wants to come on now because we're running a little bit late. Everybody's been going a little bit longer than we had planned.
Sorry.
So, Neil, go ahead and turn your camera back on. And we're going to take a little break for Neil to do a little more spoken word. And then Nicole and Tangela are going to introduce somebody very special, Krista.
Well,
So
actually,
Neil,
let's go ahead and introduce Krista because Neil is now in a taxi.
oh, okay. It's one of those
So
nights.
exactly. I'll just let him know, no problem. So, but I just want to say, Nicole, thank you so much. That was awesome, and I think everyone can see like the incredible energy and excitement and enthusiasm Nicole is bringing to all of us. And what I love about like this program is like we're just seeing what this new paradigm means in terms of partnership, in terms of community, in terms of relationships, in terms of reconnecting with our ancestral traditions, and of course also in business and entrepreneurship and what we do and how we show up in the world as entrepreneurs, as business people, as practitioners. And I just think, Nicole, your message is so beautiful because really, we are now in this new paradigm where we really are walking the walk when we say together we rise. Together we come together we rise, together we're able to express ourselves to our fullest capabilities. And as we do that with others, we can really transform the world. So I just love all of this energy everyone's creating together and love everything you had to say. So thank you, Nicole, for all that you do. And I'm really excited to, with Nicole, introduce another amazing friend, healer, practitioner, Krista Collins here. She's with us. She is a transformational guide and epigenetic health coach, providing guidance to those who are ready to align with their highest and most authentic self. Her free landing ceremony is a signature offering. a sacred opportunity to pause, observe, and shift from the past paradigm to intentionally choose a completely new way of being in the new realm. So she is really taking people forth and releasing, from these epigenetics, which I'm excited to hear Krista talk about. And Nicole also is co-creating with Krista a really exciting offering from all of us, which both of you, can definitely share with all of us today.
Yeah. Well, let me introduce Krista from a little personal side. She's my dear sister. Thank you, Tangela. And I just want to say she's another sacred collaboration partner, and we're in co-creation on our retreat offering, which is in November. Is called 1111, The Gates of Heaven. And I've actually worked with her in so many ways, so I really do understand the gift she's bringing. She has an incredible psychic channel where she gets visions, like she sees, and she can utilize that channel to help you see, and she receives information around your life and what's going on for you, maybe in your relationships or your business. She's been very helpful for me, but she's also the yin to my yang. She's somebody that I really appreciate because she helps to ground whatever it is I'm doing and polish it. She just has this incredible style and this, she's such a great, she's really good at sharing things she loves and believes in. So together we work really well together, and I'm just so grateful, sister, to have you on here and have you be part of Soul Search and Platinum. And like I was saying, when all the things that we do can serve and we start weaving like this is new consciousness. So I love you, sister.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Tangela. It's so beautiful and such an honor to be here with all of you. And Nicole, if it wasn't for you and the beautiful friendship that we've created, I wouldn't even be part of Soul Search. So I just want to thank you for seeing Soul Search for what it is, and how it can help all of us rise into our own light, and how Tangela has created a platform for all of us. And so I just want to acknowledge you seeing the light in others.
Thank you.
Let's just take a moment to just see and feel how Tangela and Nicole and all of us see the light in others. And I just wish to bring the calm and the peace around this movement. There's so much excitement, but what I also am feeling in such a huge way, because I've been so divinely guided in the last few weeks, and I'm just going to share from my heart right now. On May 9th, a few weeks ago, I got the vision and the message to leave Laguna Beach, California, living on the beach. Leave the waves, leave the tourists, leave all the action, leave that beautiful scene, and go back to my roots, to my stomping grounds, and be near my family in the Midwest for summer. And I flew here on June 1st, releasing over 90% of my belongings. And there is such a huge, huge, huge shift in our choice as light leaders to surrender to the highest light and how we can bring our gifts forward. And it's all showing up for us in different ways. But what's so important is that we align and we listen. My word for 2022 was to listen. As I sat in bed in COVID, and I feel for you, Scott, because I know what it feels like, I received the word from Spirit, listen. And this year I'm listening more than ever. I mean, I have so many dear friends in Sedona, Nicole being my best one. Why am I not being called there right now? I'm not. I'm being called to my family, to my lineage, to my nephew, to my grandparents, all this stuff. And so we just surrender, and let's just bring the peace and the joy and the gratitude that we don't have to stress about what the next plan is. I've had friends, well, what are you going to do in the fall? You don't want to be in the winter. I'm like, no, but I don't know. I'm just here, and I'm here now. And so that's the peace and the calm we can bring to this energy and to this paradigm. And I want to call in what I am coining, or what Spirit has brought to me last summer in a meditation, is free landing. A free landing into this new realm where we consciously release the old way of doing, the grinding, the competition, all the things that we've been talking about tonight, drawing that line in the sand, having a rite of passage where we step in to the new realm where we get to be in this community, this collaboration, this beauty of not doing it alone. And I remember even 2 years ago, having friends in the Palm Desert area where I lived at the time and thinking, oh, I'm going through something, but I don't want to bug them. I don't want to bring them down. And I would stay in this state of depression for maybe 2 weeks before I could dig myself out little by little. And when I found Nicole and a community of people through an online platform, I started to realize that I didn't have to do it alone, and that no longer was I going into these deep valleys and coming back up, deep valley, going back up. Instead, because I was being held in this higher vibration, it was just like, I might have a bad day, I might have a couple bad hours, but I was staying in a higher state more frequently and not ever going back down and delving deep. And even when I made this decision to like leave all my belongings and give away all my stuff and go back to my family in a place that I thought I would never live again, it came with ease and grace. And yeah, the day I took off on the plane out of Orange County, I thought, what is happening? And I had my moments, but I popped out of it so fast because I knew it was a heart choice. So I just want to bring that. And one of the things that I know that I'm living is what actually Spirit has guided me to bring to this world, is to guide people to a free landing into this new paradigm. And so I provide a ceremony where you can guide, where I can guide you from releasing all the old and saying, I'm going to have a moment in time where I actually say, I have had it. I'm done. I'm ready to step into my authenticity and my true light and what I am here to do and be and to express in this world. And with that, there's been so much in my background, so much that I've studied over the last 20 years. You can read it on my SOULSEARCH profile. I love blending science and spirituality, and have taken a deep dive into epigenetics as a certified epigenetic health coach. I dove into that as a result of my own health issues, saying I do not want to subscribe to the medication. Why? What are the other answers? And when I realized that we each have this unique genetic blueprint that gives us our own divine plan for nutrition, exercise, how we live our lives, where we live, how we show up in our day. Do we ease into our day? Do we start our day with exercise? Do we do our exercise in the afternoon? All these things help support us to be in our highest light. And we have this incredible blueprint within us that's waiting to express. So as an epigenetic health coach, we can help somebody identify and understand what that is. So I'm so excited about bringing that to the world and allowing people to freely land in their world, in their peace, in their calm, and their guided way to be their full and true expression. So with that, check out my profile. I know that the beautiful Deborah has shared the link here, and I'm so grateful also to collaborate with Sister Nicole, an incredible event that we are co-producing that will be held in the Sedona area in November. And being able to navigate collaboration with a girlfriend where we have been able to move through our blocks and the things that come up for us because of the programming that we've been born into, that we've experienced with other women as we've done business over the last 20, 30 years, right, has been a complete opportunity for us to surrender to this new paradigm. So I'm happy to talk to Nicole about that for a moment if you wish to come on, Nicole, and just talk a little bit about how we've moved through some of those things that have come up. I mean, when we talked about producing an event together, it was so exciting. But then I remember thinking, we create an LLC, what do we do? I'm in California, you're in Arizona, I don't know. And it's like all the 3D like mind things that came through.
Yeah.
And we just brought it back to the heart.
Mm-hmm. And I had a huge resistance to doing it in the old paradigm way and having to file all those things. I had a big lean out, and I remember we worked through it. We talked about it. So I feel like one of the new ways of collaboration is you agree, no matter what, to move through your stuff. like consciously and talk about it. And so we've had a few things come up, and we've been able to voice consciously to each other and move through it with love. And even like also even like excitement about one thing and versus doing something else. And then we would like lean into what was our highest excitement. So I think that's one of the principles of sacred collaboration, is making sure everybody's doing a role that feels good and serves their gifts, right, Krista?
Absolutely. And I just think that we're always seeing the highest and most like expressive gifts in others as well. So we're bringing others to this as well, because it's not just about us shining our lights, but how we can support others bringing their light to the world. So yeah, it hasn't always been easy, but
in the spirit of supporting others, because again, it's fabulous what you guys are doing. And Neil has a taxi cab that's been waiting for him for quite a while. So I'm actually going to cut to Neil and give him a chance to give us a little bit of spoken word. You both are fantastic. Tomorrow, Nicole, we can talk a little bit more about what you're doing with Krista. And I'm going to turn it over to Neil.
Perfect.
Thank you,
Thank
Scott.
you so much, Krista and Nicole. And thanks, Neil.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry. I don't like to throw wrenches into schedules like this. But thank you so much for just letting me jump on real quick, because I do have to head out here. So I'm just going to do a quick spoken word piece. And this one's called Road to Zion. In this world of calamity, with organized piety making people drop to their knees, we be the free. People see right in front. Time for the peripheral, narrow-minded ignorance. Be the bigger man and see the benevolence. The interdimensional energy of love holds my truth above other dimensions. I'm the anti-level vacuum being sucked down with the pull of a black hole, recycled in this universe that shows acceptance. Knows acceptance by accepting the predicament that I am in. With all the government made me think I do is all I do is a sin. Straight fear-mongering. So I'll write with the pen and show a beginning to it, and just know we chose to be here. Tear perceptions of fear. And remember, Jah will be waiting there. It's time to believe in yourself, to forget monetary wealth, to concentrate on your health. I felt lost, stones pelt, body bloody, judgment by those who say they love me. But what does love mean within these lower frequencies of emotions? Causing mental erosions. I'm frozen in a rapidly moving time with holes in the heavens, flow of energy from realms of divine essence. These beings think that we're under the guide to receive lessons of ascension? No. The gods we show, the biblical portrayal of Jesus in pagan rituals, the deities we worship and bow, ask for forgiveness, and how can we reach the kingdom of heaven? Away from ourselves, looking externally for a personified God, indemnified soul of the old ancestry of the duality of friends and foes. Know this, the energy level will persist. The new world order doesn't matter one bit. No one world without singularity. Physical perceptions manifest realms of spirituality. No order, pure anarchy to set all of humanity in 13 different third-dimensional planetary systems free. So follow me, and we will all transcend and ascend to the fourth density. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, Neil. Thank you for the incredible work that you do with Portal to Ascension. You support so many artists and support so many of our luminary leaders, and you're an incredibly generous human being, and I'm just the greatest admiration for you.
Thank you, brother. Same to you.
Spoken word. Really
Thank you,
good.
man. Thank you. If I could just tell everybody about one event that's coming up really quick.
Please
So
do,
we do
absolutely.
have coming up on Tuesday is an event that's been a few years in the making. It's called Heal the Divide Online Conference. Heal the Divide Online Conference pretty much says it all there. It's a free event, portaltoascension.org under online events. We're going to be talking about from everything from the agenda of divide and conquer to tools and techniques to communicate with people you might ideologically disagree with. Interpersonal relationships, how to be at a place of centeredness and non-reaction when we have conversations with people that we don't really agree with or don't feel alignment with. So this event is going to be really powerful. It's just nonstop 5 hours back to back of tools and techniques on how we can heal the divide and really cultivate unity consciousness. So check that out at portaltoascension.org. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. And I've pulled it up right there, Heal the Divide. And those people are some really beautiful people. I have the greatest respect for Michelle, Shofar, Joan, you, Soraya. So that's going to be powerful. Again, it is
June
um,
7th.
June 7th. Great. All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you, everyone.
much.
Bye.
Thanks so much, Neil. Awesome having you on board, and thanks for making the time. So awesome. Thanks.
And since we did come in, and just real quickly, for anybody who's wanting more information on the 11/11 event, you can certainly join us tomorrow morning. Nicole will be back with us. She can talk more about it, or you can find it on this website. Debbie's putting it into the chat box. It's sourcetarian.com. And what you can do is just go in there, put in your name and your email address so that you can get details as details come along. And Krista and Nicole, looks like a fantastic event you're putting on November 9th to the 11th. And that's going to be in person in Sedona. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Tangela, I think it's time for some Jaya Lakshmi.
Yes, exactly. Very exciting to have Jai Lakshmi back on again. So thanks, Jai Lakshmi.
And we're asking her to turn her camera on. There she is. Okay. Thank you, Jai Lakshmi.
Is that all good now?
All good.
Okay.
Spotlight's on you.
Okay.
Do you need a minute? Did we catch you by surprise?
No, I was just doing little things around the house. I was listening, but I was just doing some things. So I was here. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I was trying to figure out which song to sing, but I keep coming back to this song. So this is a medicine song. Like a personal process, a deep medicine song that I feel like it came through in Sedona, actually. That so many of us might go through this kind of thing. I'm free to fly where spirit will bring me now. I'm free to go where the winds of life will blow. Across the sky, spirit will show me how to spread my wings and rise up with the light. Grandmother, grandfather, creator, please hear my prayer. Eternal ancient wisdom, your essence is everywhere, guiding me on into the new, guiding me on to what is true. Oh, holy fire, show me what is real. My heart is burning. There's so much I feel. Illuminate my path. Carry me into the light of my love. Set me free.
spirit song. Love is the emanation, and my heart is strong, beating in time with the divine, beating in time with the divine, beating in time with the divine, beating in time with the divine cycles of life. Ay, 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 ay. Cycles of life. And the morning water is flowing in, washing over my soul, deep within, purifying, reuniting, making me whole again, healing my heart, healing my mind, healing my soul, making me whole again. Truth is my foundation, my spirit song. Love is the emanation, and my heart is strong, beating in time with the divine, beating in time with the divine, beating in time with the divine, beating in time with the divine cycles of life. Ay, 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 ay. Cycles of life. Hey, hey, I know, hey, away, 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 away. Hey, hey, I know, hey, away, 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 away. Hey, you wanna, hey, you away, hey, you wanna, hey, you we know. Hey, you wanna, hey, you away, hey, you wanna, hey, you we know. Hey, you wanna, hey, you away, hey, you wanna, hey, you we know. Hey, you wanna, hey, you away. Hey, you away. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 and truth is my foundation, my spirit song. Love is the emanation, and my heart is strong. Oh.
Beautiful. Just so beautiful. Oh my. Thank you so much, Jayalakshmi. Wow. I'm going to bring on Tangela, and just a reminder again, everybody, that you can find Jayalakshmi and all these wonderful people on Soul Search. And Jayalakshmi has some really wonderful upcoming events and retreats, which I'll also go to, so we can just take a quick look at that. Here we go. I gotta stop and go back there again. There she is. Mount Shasta this weekend coming up, at the Goddess at the G Fest.
Yeah, G Fest. Yeah.
Love G Fest. She does a great job putting that together. And then you've got the Red Rock Soul Journey on June 17th, the following weekend. That's 5 days. So wow, you're going from Mount Shasta to Sedona, then up to the Oregon Country Fair, um, then to the Bhakti Love Festival in Weldon, California, and then a Goddess Empowerment in October in Sedona. So these are all things you can find at jayalakshmimusic.com/events.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. I feel really honored that you asked me, and I'm so excited for everything that you guys are doing and to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank
It's
you
our
so much
blessing.
for
We
joining
love you.
us. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaya Lakshmi. God's blessings. And definitely, hopefully, you'll be back with us soon.
Oh yeah. I'll do some Kirtronica.
That sounds great. We would love that. We'd love that.
That was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Lakshmi. It was gorgeous for your heart opening music.
Well, I know that Lisa is next, and I'm so grateful for her patience. Lisa, God bless you. Thank you for waiting a little bit longer than planned. I hope you and the kitty cat are both doing okay.
Yeah, apparently he wants to talk about co-creation. He's my favorite co-creator. We're doing great. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Lisa. So we'd just love to introduce Lisa McCardle. She's an incredible speaker, author, intuitive, medium, and light council channel. And she so really is here to support the awakening of consciousness of humanity and helping people to plug into the source of which they were created to awaken their fullest potential and live the magic of their most extraordinary lives. And Lisa has this incredible connection to the Light Council, which she brings forth for the community, for the world, and for individuals who want to work with her. So Lisa, thank you so much for joining us and your patience as we've been going a little bit late, but again, would love to chat with you and hear what you have to say about what we're co-creating together in the new paradigm. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored, and it's been such a pleasure to take everything in over this time. I love words. I love playing with words. I love the energy and the frequency of words. So I got curious while I was observing everybody else of what is kind of the breakdown of co-creation. And so bringing us into that together, right? Into that communion, community, the commonality of you and I tied together, right? That communal ground. And Kriya being that bringing into being. And then the shun brings us into action. And so this together bringing into being and then moving through flesh and spirit into action. And so I just really loved playing with that. And a lot of what's themes that have been coming through and a lot of what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling as we're moving through this ascension process, and something I wanted to bring to the table today is just that we're letting go of so much. Right. And a lot of the paradigm of doing it alone or reaching out to something or someone outside of ourselves to find that true authentic expression when you are the guru. It is all alive within us, right? That inner wisdom as it awakens, reminding us that we are connected to all things in all times, in all ways. And so I was at a memorial service early this morning, and it was unfortunately the second one that I've been to this week. And so really riding through this and moving through a lot of my own very personal significant loss over this last year of letting go of everything through death and other things. And just this level of grief that's coming through as the 3D is collapsing, right? As this paradigm is crumbling. And we're letting go of so much, and we're letting go of the illusions of separation. We're letting go of people. We're letting go of relationships because of this beautiful yet challenging karmic completion, right? We don't have to play and create in karma anymore, because now we allow that room for the magnetization of our soul family, of our divine collaborators, our divine co-creators, right? If we stop all this density as it collapses, but the levels of grief that we're going through, people are letting go of their things and business models and where they live and how they live and the belief systems associated to it. So just really want to speak to, this ascension it's my guides have been telling me for a decade. They're like, this is the hardest thing you will ever do. It's the hardest thing you will ever do. And we promise you it'll be worth it. Right? We promise you it'll be worth it. And so here we are. And I thought, I was like, okay, I'm ready for that. But I had no idea how ready we were going to have to be, because here we are now in this really amazing, dynamic, and incredibly challenging time. Right? And so when we move back into this, this depths of grief that we're going through too, it's this remembrance coming on board that we ever lived an illusion of separation at all, right? And so really, really wanting to optimize, like, I feel the best way for us to come into collaboration and co-creation is to honor that every path of this journey is not easy, and that none of us are doing this alone. So we can talk about co-creation, about how we're going to come together and we're going to birth a new earth, but that's also come together in the parts that are really uncomfortable, right? And say, I see you, sister, I see you, brother. I know this is hard, and I got you. I got you, because I am you. Because your loss is my loss, and your forgetting was my forgetting. And when we stand together in the remembrance, we get to rise together. And that's the only way we're going to birth this new earth. And this message came through as I'm playing through so much dynamics of the divine feminine and divine masculine awakening, and how this connection to all things, right? How we have to be in co-creation with everything that exists, with my cat in this moment, right? I've been here for 3 hours and all of a sudden my cat's like, hey mama, let's go create, right? Because there is no limitation to any of it. And so I want to tie us together. I want to tie humanity together through the beauty that we're creating, and also through the remembrance that this is hard. And it is to our bones. Many of us have done this for many lifetimes, and some are bringing that star seed energy fresh and new just to help with the situation at hand. But none of us are doing this alone. So the message that was coming through as well, it's that when you need support, my go-to right now is to say, how can I best support you? Right? To like activate that co-creation. It's like, when I'm in my greatest need, may I reach to you to see what it is that you need. Because when we're in the wholeness of this true evolution of humanity that we're in, and we realize that there is not one experience that I am having that you and we, right? It is the we. That connection and that kind of co-creation, that kind of unification, that kind of locking arms, that kind of walking each other home into the remembrance is our greatest power. And it might mean I'm going to sit in front of you and weep, and I'm going to listen to you howl like the Wailing Wall. And then we'll get up and we'll dance and we'll celebrate and we'll do some more, right? So what's coming through is passion, and being like stripped to my knees this last year and still having to give over more. And I'm like, okay, universe, take me where you want me to be. Show me what it is you want me to know. Put me in front of the people who I need to stand in front of, and give me all of this so I might be a greater teacher, a greater expression, a greater, love of humanity. Here we are. So co-creation for me is being fearless and powerful, to stand in the face of all of this craziness, and to know that none of us are doing this alone, that we all raised our hands to come down here for this most powerful time that has ever existed in planet Earth's history, galactic or otherwise. Like, here we are doing this thing. So from my heart to yours, I am here to lock arms in all the ways, through the beauty and through the grace, through the fun and through the pain. And how may I best support you? Yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Oh, I so appreciate the beauty of your heart and your message, because it takes courage to acknowledge that life is messy and life is hard, and to live it and to acknowledge it and to make yourself available to those who are also going through that hard time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm here for it all. We're here to do it all, aren't we?
Absolutely. Here's your co-collaborator, Tangela, as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Lisa. That was so beautiful. And what a beautiful message, to say that, to acknowledge the extremely hard times and difficult times and letting go and losses that are a part of our existence, and acknowledging that, and then being of support is so much a part of what we are doing and we're creating together. So thank you for just bringing that forth so beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
And once again, Lisa can be found on Soul Search. And I love your title here, Lisa, Chief Evolution Officer at Inner Wisdom Awakening. Now that is a great, great title, and very, very creative and really beautiful. And you're in Carmel Valley?
I am for this moment.
Okay.
One of the many changes. We'll see where I land in a few weeks, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. 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 Yeah. I know Carmel Valley and have
Nice.
friends there. It's special.
It's really
And are you primarily doing Zoom support sessions with people?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm also like every other part of my life in a big transition with my business. So, um, I I do have a monthly membership, a soul powered portal where I do a lot of direct channeling and activations for my group members. I do one-on-one sessions, and I'm also really moving into more group programs and retreats. So more coming. I'm finishing a book right now that I've been writing for the last 2 years, and it's just in the wrap up phase. So that's where my main focus is right now, and it's a guide to walking us all home. Let's do this.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you. And definitely what a blessing to meet you, Tangela. Every single person you brought on tonight has just been wonderful. Um, really, 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 really
Oh, I mean,
special.
every single person is just incredible, so special, so beautiful in their message, their sharing, their vibration, their gifts. And this is what we're all co-creating together, here at Soul Search. And we're doing this together because we're bringing in all of these wonderful healers, teachers, guides, speakers, creators, practitioners, and us coming together, we can so powerfully continue to bring our gifts and our messages out to the world, and create new amplified messages of hope. Like I'm just seeing here in the comments, Carolee is saying, I'm feeling so uplifted and hopeful tonight. I'm in the midst of a crisis, and this evening's show is really raising my vibration. And thank you, Carolee, for that. And, I so appreciate that. And I'm so happy to hear that that's what this is doing, because that's what this is doing for me as well, and for all of us here. And we're co-creating this together. And that's really what this new paradigm is all about, and what everyone has been talking about today, and why you see this group has come together for Soul Search. But our mission is to continue growing our family and our community, so we can keep bringing our gifts out into the world and continue co-creating and collaborating together, and raising the vibration. So we turn from a world of chaos and fear and loneliness and trepidation to one of hope and love and grace and joy and ease. Still recognizing, the foibles and the trials of incarnation and what that means for all of us in contrast, but having a community to do that with together, totally transforms and changes everything. And everyone here is just so heart open and heart conscious. And that's what we're doing. We're just, moving from our mind into the hearts and making those heart connections. Each one of us is a ray of light. And now we're just like all connecting together around the world. So it's so beautiful. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Tangela. It's been wonderful to collaborate with you. And there's going to be a whole lot more coming on. We're going to conclude with a cornflower song, but before we do that, we really are one love, and that's been the ongoing message tonight and almost every show that we do. So this is the Global Peace Tribe announcements, and we've got some good ones. We are not done at all with Soul Search. It's going to continue tomorrow. And again, we're going to meet more people. Everyone you're seeing here are on this poster are part of Tangila's crew of change makers and light workers. And tomorrow the theme, because it's the Sacred Sunday show, is Ascension in the New Paradigm. Nicole will be coming back. Suzanne Ross, you've seen her on the show before. She's great. And I get to meet Raquel Spring and Kalina for the first time. And Andrew's going to join us, and he also plays music. So please join us for the Sacred Sunday show tomorrow morning. That's at 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 o'clock Eastern. Also want to let people know that Deborah Giusti and Ellen Steinfeld have kicked off their Making Contact series. We've been promoting it for the last month. And even though it started, you can still register and get the replays for the previous shows. And there's still 4 live shows coming up. So go to makingcontactseries.com, makingcontactseries.com. They've got really the top old guard, as well as some of the new guard of leaders and wisdom keepers as it relates to our galactic family. And disclosure is happening. You know, I've been in the UFO field for a long time, and it's almost shocking to me that people aren't talking more about the fact that the government has said, yes, there are objects in the sky, they're not from this planet. How come that's not on the front page of the New York Times? Why is Amber Heard and Johnny Depp getting more attention than that? It'd be a crazy world. But Thursday night's Making Contact series is happening, and I really want to encourage you all to go there. Speaking of where to go, let's go next to next week. Next week is going to be a really wonderful show. It's called Authors That We Love. And again, here's the poster for it. And we've got some really wonderful people lined up. We've got Matt Kahn, who's going to be with us live all Friday night. It's going to be a deep drop-in with Matt Kahn. And then we've got a wonderful musical artist, John Aston, who's going to join us. And then on Saturday and Sunday, Kristen Hoffman will be my co-host. And I love co-hosting with her. And we've got Jay Uttal, Andrew Harvey, Carolyn Meese, Catherine Woodward Thomas, Jonathan Robinson, Fanny and Vigari, Omashar, and more. It's going to be a really wonderful weekend, combining music with meeting some of the absolute favorite authors that we love. So join us next Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. And then finally, a reminder, if you haven't already, for heaven's sakes, if you haven't already, you got to register for Soul Search, because obviously we all want to be a part of this incredible community that is certainly going to be a huge part of Global Peace Tribe, and Global Peace Tribe is going to be a big part of Soul Search, and we all are coming together to spread our wings, increase our ability to support each other. So again, it's at soulsearch.io. Soulsearch.io is where you begin. So I'm going to bring my co-host and collaborator Tangila back up. Are you ready for some cornflower?
Yes, I can't wait. I'm so excited, and we're so blessed to have him end the show. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who have joined us today in co-creating this beautiful night and this beautiful weekend. And I'm sure Nicole is going to do an amazing job tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will not be able to be part of the whole show. I will pop in, but Deva and I actually just flew into San Diego today because we will be at the Psychic and Healing Fair here. So if any of you are local to San Diego, please stop by tomorrow to say hello to us and meet in person. And, and of course, please come in and join our community at soulsearch.io. We're all on there. Everyone you see is on there. And it's a great way for us just to continue the conversations that we've started here and continue building together. So thank you.
Beautiful. All right. It is time for Cornflower. There he is. Hey, brother.
Hey, it's good to be back.
It's good to welcome back. How's the show been for you tonight?
You guys are awesome. All of you are just bringing so much heart and really dropping in to your body and being authentic and speaking from that place. And I think everybody could learn from that. So everyone's being a perfect example of a human in the Earth School, fully embodied. So thank you all for showing up 100%, 144,000%, or whatever you want.
Beautifully stated. Beautifully stated.
Yeah, so I've got this next song is called Sipapu, which is the name Sipapu actually comes from the Hopi, and the word is used as the center of their inipi, their sweat lodge. But the deeper meaning is they're in their story that they walked through the Sipapu between ages of experience on this earth, and I believe the Sipapu is the heart. So that's what the song is based on, and it's one of my favorites, so thought I'd drop that one tonight. So here we go.
Vibration with no beginning.
can't subscribe with no endings. On this path we merge with one. It's just me and you, yeah, yeah, yeah. As we follow the orbit of our sun.
ha ha ha. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. The question from the audience, what's the name
Yeah.
of that song again?
Sipapu, Sipapu. I think there's
And
actually a mountain, a ski resort called Mount Sipapu somewhere, like in New Mexico, or if I vaguely remember correctly. But yeah.
can we find this anywhere in Cornflower Music?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. It's not studio recording yet, but you can find it on my Flower Seeds, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Sipapu. I got a couple of live. I've got hundreds of live versions of it, but not all of them are available on YouTube. And but with Flower Seeds Plus, when you sign up, you'll get access to every single time I've performed Sipapu live, and they jam out into different worlds and locations and dimensions. So each one's different, and that's what I love about getting to dance in the music of the universe.
Well, everybody, a reminder, definitely go to cornflowermusic.com, join his Flower Seeds program, and put June 21st into your calendar. Let's bring in the solstice with Cornflower and Kristen Hoffman together, and they are such a dynamic duo.
She's
Came together
amazing.
through Global Peace Tribe, and it's going to be a very special evening. And Cornflower, thank you for blasting us off into the stratosphere. We
Well,
love you.
thank you for always providing such a deep, beautiful space and container for absolute launch pad liftoff. I feel so safe and here, and then just every single one of you who are showing up in each moment to be a part of this, the support team, but then also the whole community that comes in and joins every week. Each one of you are strings in a symphony of the universe. And so when I come in and you all are all open and attentive and intentional, and you got your love vibes cranked up to 111, it's so easy. It's like I'm just bouncing on a trampoline over here and sounds coming through. So thank you all for providing such a beautiful space to co-create music with.
Beautiful, thank you. And you mentioned support team. I'm going to put the spotlight for a minute on Debbie
Boom.
Johnston, who makes all sorts of wonderful things happen. She's a wonderful support person. So
Love
thank
you.
you, Debbie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Omashar, who is always every show. Omashar is
Yes.
here, ready to jump in, play music, provide technical support. So thank you, Omashar. We love you.
Bless you, brother.
Rocking Cornflower. Thank you, dude.
I love you, mate. So great to have you on, man. Yes,
And there
indeed.
it is.
Hey, and one other thing, if you're in Salt Lake City on July 20th, I'm doing an ecstatic dance with Ecstatic Dance Salt Lake City. And then if you're in Denver on July 21st, I will be at Rhythm Sanctuary. Ava Lene, the most amazing goddess woman's been holding it down in Denver for, I think, a couple decades now, has been there every weekend putting on the Rhythm Sanctuary. So I'm very grateful to get to be a part of both of those in the summer.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, now we have a reason to go to Salt Lake City.
It's a great airport.
Yeah. No, it's actually a magical city. Salt Lake
It is.
City's got a lot of power. It's a
It does.
very magical place.
I drove through there twice just in the last couple weeks, and it's one of the most stunning places to travel through. The salt flats and just outstanding.
Yeah, all right. We're on to Salt Lake City. Global Peace Tribe, off to Salt Lake City.
Awesome, y'all. Love you guys.
Love you too. Take care, brother. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Well, Tangela, this is it for tonight. Thank you again for bringing all you wonderful friends onto the show. I'll go to gallery view for all of our, look at all these beautiful souls still with us on our panel, and all the people still in the Zoom room, and everybody still watching on Facebook, YouTube, and anybody watching the replay. And there's Alan, Dr. Future, making a quick appearance there. He does that beautiful video you see at the beginning of the show. He and his wife, partner, son created that. We have a beautiful team and a beautiful ever-growing global peace tribe, and everybody is welcome. Join Soul Search, support Global Peace Tribe, support, and we will support you. That's the whole point. We're all learning, and we all take turns supporting each other. And let's support Cornflower, cornflowermusic.com. Very important. Looking forward to seeing, hopefully, all of you tomorrow morning for the Sacred Sunday show. It's going to be terrific. Nicole, looking forward to collaborating with you. And have a fun time, Tangela. And I look forward to when you pop in tomorrow. Thank you again. Take care, everybody.
Thanks,
Have a
everyone. Thank you
beautiful
so
evening.
much. Beautiful night. Bye.
Good night, everybody.